just bow the whole time?
I am doing an art project. In my opinion, the past really informs the future, and at the same time, questions that people were wrestling with 60 years ago, 50 years ago, are maybe the same questions that people are wrestling with now. My name is Alia Taqieddin. I'm from Seattle. I'm doing an audio curation project called Futures Archived that records oral histories of Dearborn residents or people who have relationships with Dearborn that would maybe be at the margins of normative experience. On top of recording oral histories, I'm also working on an audio curation project that combines music that elicits memory or emotion to really complement the oral histories. So I'm actually really informed by the work of Lee Boggs, who's a hometown hero, so it's actually really exciting to be thinking through her philosophy while I'm in the place where she came up with her ideas. But she always talked about what felt right in the past might be what trapped people. And so what I am really interested in is hearing from an intergenerational scope of Dearborn experiences. What were the main questions? What were the challenges that people were focusing on in 1970 and 1980, 1990? And what are questions people are asking now? And what channeled people's passion 20, 30 years ago to reach their new ideas about the future? And in that same strain, what are like this current generation, this young generation working towards? What gives us all hope, and how do we want to shape Dearborn for the future? One thing that people have really signaled to, everybody's brought this up, is the sense of pride in having relationships to Dearborn. It's not just Dearborn residents, but people who maybe traveled to Dearborn in their childhood because that's where their favorite restaurant was, or that's where their religious school was. I think that stood out the most, is that like throughout the uncertainty, people always come back to feeling like Dearborn is home, and channeling that feeling of home into wanting to stay committed to the community and keep growing it. That's a really good question. I've actually been wondering that here. Like I said, I'm from Seattle. I moved there about 15 years ago with my family, and it never quite felt like home, so I'm actively looking for new places that feel right to be. So tune back in. The intention behind adding music to the oral histories is to really offer an alternative way to listen to oral histories. It elicits certain emotions when we listen to someone talking about their story, in the same way that listening to a song that holds like nostalgia for us, or that reminds us of a certain time in our lives, can also evoke really strong emotions. My hope is that through the process of interviewing different people and in the present moment, what feels urgent, what feels important, adding music to that will kind of help the audience come along on that journey with the person being interviewed.
For the most part, I love where I came from, I love my city, but there are a lot of things that happen in the community that make me feel like I can't exist comfortably. So I'm trying to reconcile that.
It's been awesome. It's been awesome. I've always wanted to come to Dearborn. I've always wanted to come to the Detroit metro area. And so this residency offered not only the opportunity to see the museum and to get to know all the amazing people who work here, which is not even a plug, like I'm being completely honest, but also the ability to work on a project and to be a part of the museum for a month's time is just really, really unique. And the fact that the focus is on emerging artists is really special too, because this is not an opportunity that would otherwise be accessible to myself and other people who have this residency. So it's been really special.